May I see your stores?
Nothing more today?
Can we do a bit of training?
Absolutely. You're a fast learner. Do you need anything else?
I must take my leave. So long.
Make sure you talk to your raven regularly. They like that.
You look well. I want to see the Alliance map. Hamptonshire, the last Saxon stronghold.
And very heavily guarded. King Alfred is preparing for war. You will meet tremendous resistance.
As will Alfred. Is Guthrum Jarl there with his army?
He is. He and Ubba have gathered a sizable force and intend on launching an attack on Alfred soon. If we support their assault, England will fall to us. A pagan land where a multitude of gods may freely roam.
I'll go to Hamptonshire and speak with Guthrum. Send word to our allies to gather on the Thames, just outside the Shire.
I will. May the gods share in this, our final victory.
What is it?
Eivor, you must not go. You must not. The signs, the portents, they shout and wail. Your leaving will be our doom.
Speak clearly, Valka. What have you seen?
I have thrown the bones. I have stirred the offal of beasts. And in the rising steam, I saw the end of it all. Though this battle you may win, this war you will not. Your foe will be your master. Your hope will be your grief. This is fate. Our fate.
I thank you for this, Valka. But the yawns of fate are too frayed for me to follow now. I owe this fight to my friends and allies. And I will see it through.
Go then, with great care. But know that the home you leave will not be the home to which you return.
Eivor, takk fyrir síðast.
What have you got for me today?
You like the looks of that one? This will serve you well. Ah, that one's pretty good. Nothing else I can do for you?
I'll see you later, friend.
Put that gear to good use out there.
Eivor! Gott hjá þig.
Let's go.
Hrafnætting up!
We're off. Let the sail out! Let's have a song.
If you have a On ocean's steed my words gain wings. Odin's mead I thought will bring. For noble deeds thine honor sing. The brave man slain Valkyrier waits. Reward for strain to Valhalla takes. Then horns resounds the mighty horn. For those who fight, for those who fall. For those who fight, for those who fall. Warlord weaves his web of fear. Each man gets his fated share. A blood-red surge, the warrior shield. Ravens scan the battlefield. Ravens scan the battlefield. Beaten place our trail of bread. Loathing gaze upon the dead. And horns resounds the mighty horn. For those who fight, for those who fall. For those who fight and those who fall. May horns resound the mighty horn. For we who fight, for we who fall.
Is there a sea skull among you?
Death follows in my wake. I do not seek it out, but it is always there, nipping at my heels like a faithful hound. Gilly was my first kill. He was 12. I was 6. He beat me every day. To my eternal shame. One day I'd had enough. I decided to play a trick on him. I stole his mother's torque and tied it to the tail of the Jarl's horse. Then I let him chase me into the stables, where I hid. He saw the torque and went for it. And when he did, I took my stick and whipped that stallion right in the balls. The stallion bucked, kicked Gilly right in the face. He never bullied me again after that. You know, because he was dead. That was the end of Gilly's saga.
Let's hear a story.
There was a woman called Nal who came by...
In quiet moments like...
I once sat down and spoke to Saxon priest. Not as men with different gods, but as drunk men. Curious, I questioned him. He claimed we might believe differently in who sits amongst the clouds. But our beliefs are not so different in nature. After all, they too look to the gods for answers. Where we have many, they have just one. Only need one, I suppose. So I asked him, is your god truly so powerful? We see the dark clouds and know Thor's fury as it singes Midgard. But I had yet to witness their god's primal powers. What were they? Did he bring bountiful harvests or boons? The priest said that his god was everywhere and everything. I did not understand it then. Maybe I still do not. There is an undeniable vigor, a strength in their idea of heaven, believing that their lives will one day be better still, even with us cleaving through it. Hope, Abel. Hope. I think that is what their god brings them.
Strike up a tune.
Have you heard of the king? He who lives in and shields of whitened hue. Western spears, I know their way, and Frankish swords all new. Berserks out and with their shields as battle dawned on the waves, wolfmen wail and cried aloud, wave their spears up high. Glad they are now as battle near. Arrows range. They swing. Fetters are broken. All of stretched, setting forth.
Is there a seaskull among you?
In my youth, I remember hearing the story of Calda, a fierce young woman whose father forbade her from swordplay and raids. Calda had skills to match or surpass any man in the clan. And so it was that her beloved Garpi asked her aboard his ship. Once again, Calda's father forbade her to lead, calling her soft and weak and fragile. But Calda ignored these insults and left. Calda and Garpi sailed the coast of Francia, raiding and plundering and taking much silver and riches. Then, in the early weeks of summer, a passing ship gave Calda the news that her mother had died suddenly. Calda was grief-stricken. Calda returned quickly home, only to find her mother there, alive and standing quietly beside her father. Calda was confused. Spoke with a sour voice. I sent the tale of your mother's death, for you were insolent. But now you are home, where you must stay. Hearing these words, Calda pulsed hot with rage. She slew her father and fled back to her ship, then set a swift sail for the horizon.
Who'll share a tale?
Estrid spoke often of the teachings of Christ. I found...
My first day defending the walls of Grantebridge, my duty was defense. I had asked for this task myself. As I patrolled the walls, I sang and banged my shield against the ribs of the walls. I woke half the camp with my wailing. I sang from the eddies as Gallon, Leaf, and Soma threw rocks at me. They thought me too frivolous. Until the day I caught a spy. Some filthy shadow walker trying to rob us of what only Loki knows. Gallon killed him before he could try. My point is, always be loud. Act a fool. Be a nuisance. It is your greatest defense. For the less your enemy thinks of you, the more he thinks you a fool, the more likely he is to make a grave error. We are here to stay, are we not? Heed my advice, and you will live a long, long time.
I came to England too late. That is the problem. The sons of Ragnar have shorn her of all possible glories. Everywhere I go, I find the footprints of men and women who were there before me. In my first weeks, I gathered many men and took them grieving. I lost my heart to an ealdorman's wife. Kidnapped her away. It was not enough to raise the name of Rollo above the clamor. Other names but mine ring on the tongues of the Skalds. Halfdan, Uba, Guthrum, and Eivor the Wolf-Kissed. Like the trees of a great forest, they shade those beneath, and nothing more can grow there. Its glories are spent. I need to look to other shores, where I will write my saga into history.
Sing, my ravens. Let's hear a story.
A good shag story should...
Some years ago,
Rolfer, you are...
a story from...
I often think...
The last time we were docked, I saw two... drunk-ass Odin warriors take...
I will tell you this. No one is born.
I was in Hedeby when...
This air reminds me of the time I desperately yearned for a warm bath in Norway. So much so that I listened to that weaseling child of Loki, Toothless Wainer. He said he knew of a lake where the water always bubbled warm. Lies, I thought. Dared him to prove it. So off we went. And he was right. It was a small pool, a puddle even. Bubble it did. Take a bath, he said. I saw no reason not to, so I disrobed. As I had my pants around my ankles, there came a mighty roar. Jörmungandr, I feared. And the next thing I knew, a great jet of hot water exploded into the air. A fucking geyser! It knocked me flat on my naked arse. Wainer stood laughing. But not for long. It was that day he earned the name Toothless.
You Salskjalls got a story.
I have seen the shores of Francia now.
Dark is the shadow. And robbed out